All right, and we're back. So those songs that you heard there were The Rapper by the Jaggers, coming in at number 2 on the charts in 1970. I believe it was kept off the top spot by Bridge Over Troubled Water by Simon and Garfunkel. I don't know, probably somebody important out there. And the other ones were Dusty Springfield's Son of a Preacher Man, coming in at number 10 in 1969, and What a Fool Believes from 1978, sung by the Michael McDonald-led Doobie Brothers, which topped the charts. So anyways, I thought I'd take a minute now. I teased this a little bit at the beginning of the show, but I thought I'd use a moment now and use this portion of the show to give my thoughts on In the Blue Light, which is Paul Simon's new album. So, right off the bat, I should tell you that there aren't any new songs on this album. If you've owned any of Paul's old albums, then there's a chance that you've probably heard these songs somewhere before. This is a chance for Paul Simon to revisit songs that he never felt got the right treatment, and they're all deep cuts. So if you're open to hear stuff like a new version of Loves Me Like a Rock or something like that, you won't find it here. But that being said, they aren't all the same arrangements. A lot of them are a lot more collaborative this time around, with Paul working off arrangements by acclaimed musicians such as Wynton Marsalis, Bill Frisell, and Bryce Dessner, who some younger people might know as a member of a band called The National. The new versions are a lot more free-flowing and allow Paul to reimagine material that he wrote years before. Some of the earliest stuff goes back to There Goes Rhymin' Simon, which I think was 1973, I believe. They may be more sparse than the originals at times, but there's a really nice even focus between the lyrics and the music and the instrumentation. In a way, it kind of reminds me of an old 60s pop record, kind of like in the style of a Dionne Warwick or a Burt Bacharach album, but placed in a more modern setting. So overall, I wouldn't say it's an essential album to get if you're a Paul Simon fan, but I think it's still worth a listen if you're interested in the artist as much as the songs themselves. Besides, there's a good chance that this could very well be Paul's last album, since he announced his retirement earlier this year. And if this album is Paul's way of saying goodbye and how he wants us to remember him years down the road, then I'd say it's not a bad way to close out a very widely successful career. Well, anyways, those are my basic thoughts. I'd say go check it out if you're interested. In the Blue Light is available everywhere where music is streamed or sold now. I believe it came back out on September 8th, if I'm not mistaken. So, now that that's out of the way, let's continue on now with the show with a song that was kept off the top spot in 1976, I believe, by Rod Stewart's Tonight the Night. But this is a song that I think is much better, and the artist himself considers it to be his finest work. So please sit back, enjoy Gordon Lightfoot's The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.